this mystery turn in the dark. Somewhere around here. Is that it? Sorry, gearbox. Ugh. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. We found it, guys. Mystery turn coming up, guys. Oh, that car just drove by. That's probably it. That was probably it. Oh, good, there's a stop sign. Woo. Not for me, though. Clear. Somewhere up here. It's not the plant entrance. It's after the plant. See if I can get to fourth gear without fucking blowing up the clutch again. We'll see. I did it. I got to fourth gear. And third. Woo! I'm not entirely sure this is a road. It says it is. From me again, this wasn't a road.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the deal. When you speak the truth about people, when you criticize something that is truly going on in somebody's life, they can't stand you for it. You guys ever heard the saying, the truth hurts? The truth will get you killed? You ever hear that shit? That's because the truth cuts deep.
That's better. What's going on, everybody? I did that wrong. Just realized that it's not what I say. I say, what up, YouTube? I'm destroying my brand. But anyway, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing good. Got up and I saw that Tommy had shared the newest Peter Jackson Lord of the Tommy video, right? That 3-hour epic.
Game of the Tommies, the Shawshank Tom Demption. What else is long? The Tom Tanic. That was a long movie. But yeah, I wake up and there's a fucking 3 hour long Hollywood blockbuster waiting. I was like, Jesus. I was like, you couldn't break that shit up? You're upset so much that you had to get it all off your chest immediately? I mean, to each their own, but I mean, that's a lot, dude. I'm not going to be able to watch all that shit in one sitting. I've been watching pieces of it, like skipping back and forth, just seeing like what pops up. And I was going to watch like the first 30 minutes and then like react to that and then watch the next 30 minutes and then react to that. And I started doing a reaction video and I couldn't remember everything you said in the 30 minutes. I was like, God damn it, dude. How am I going to react to this video? It's so much shit in a short fucking time period. Yes, it is very hard to turn bobtail. Very hard to turn bobtail. But yeah, so I watched his part of his video and then I jumped around a bunch. Like I scrolled forward to see like when he talked about other people. Evidently he skipped over Billy entirely. And then it took him 2 hours and 17 something minutes to get to the like the elite part of the video, I guess. So I was like, God, dude, like 2/3 of that video was just my two videos. And I'm pretty sure my two videos together were like 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes. Somehow he stretched that out to almost 2.5 hours. And then the tone of the video was fucking wild too. Like, um, he started off like at 11 in some parts, and then like would drop down to like a 2 later. Like, for instance, like he made a point where uh, he said it was a picture. I'll just describe it. It was a picture where I'm wearing like this blue sun hat and I'm holding a gun and a cheeseburger. I don't even know why that picture was in. I had a joke about that, but I don't even know why the fuck I put that picture in the video that he got that picture from. Because that picture is old. That's a few years old now. But it was a parody of a profile picture that that Billy had used. It was like a fat dude with a cowboy hat on, and he was holding a gun, and like he had a big old cheeseburger. And I was like parodying that. I don't know what the fuck I put it in that video. I don't even remember, to be honest, guys. But anyway, he was talking about that picture, and he said I had my finger inside the trigger guard, and so that made me a failure of a father for like endangering my family with a gun. I'm assuming is what he was getting at. Um, so he's like, "You're a failure of a father," and then in the next section of the video, like when he's talking about Elite, he calls Elite fucking a peanut M&M head. So you go from like "fuck you, motherfucker," and then you drop down to like "you're a meanie bobini." Like it was such a fucking weird, like it was such a shocking like change in tone, like for the video. Like I don't know, this is odd to me. As you can tell, I'm in Memphis, and I hate Memphis. All right, I'm on the freeway, so it's not as bad now. So let's hope it's a little less chaotic. But anyway, so he makes this 3-hour fucking epic, and I'm like, I want to respond to this, right? Like, it's reaction content gold. It's a ton of content to make, but I'm like, how do I go about it? You know what I mean? Like, how do I go about it to where I'm not gonna like forget a bunch of shit? I haven't really decided yet, but I am gonna react to it. I just gotta come up with a good way to do it, because I know in the beginning of the video he was very clearly like driving down the road, pressing play and pause on his phone, Tommy, right, as he's driving down the road. I could do that, I guess, to like just, like record the whole video and like just pause and talk over it. But then it's like I have to record and upload 3 hours of footage in order to do that, which is going to be like such a fucking huge waste of space and time. And then I don't think my screen record feature will pick up the microphone. And this truck is loud as shit. It is so fucking loud. So I'm like, even if I try to do that and I'm driving, you're literally just going to hear the motor yelling. And like, I'll probably kind of be in the background. So I don't even know if I could do that. And again, like, I don't think I can remember everything. So what I'm probably going to have to do is record like small sections of the video. God damn, dude, it seems daunting to me just thinking about how I'm going to have to do this to like be able to react to it in a meaningful way. Because I'm going to forget a bunch of shit. There was so much shit in that video. I don't know, guys. I'm going to react to it. I swear I will. I just got to find a way to to do it. Gotta love Memphis. I'll tell you, the one bad thing about this truck is because it sounds badass. It looks like shit, but it sounds badass. I feel like guys drive differently around it because they feel a certain type of way. Like, this Volvo is now going slow, the one that's in front of me. He passed me, right, because he was sitting next to me with that exhaust just burring in his ear. And he's like, fuck this bitch. I'm going to go faster than him. Now that he's in front of me, he's like going slow. And then there's a dump truck next to me. And like, I want to be in the right lane. I don't have to be, but I want to be in the right lane. But they won't just fucking go. Right? Oh, it's a little tanker. I thought it was a dump truck. But I don't know. And then like the Song of My People is always an option too, but we'll see. I don't know. But anyway, so I need to react to this video, but just on the surface, I was going to kind of just go over some stuff that I can remember off the top of my head, right? He says he's talking about like Tim driving down the road, fucking filming and touching his phone and shit. Then he starts out his response video driving down the road, touching his phone and shit. I thought that was funny. Right? He says he doesn't react to us that often, but then he makes a 3-hour fucking mega fucking video, like it's like a James Best live feed, but with less alcohol. And less Randall. I was like, God damn it, dude. And one of the other things is like at the end of the segment where he was done talking about me and he was about to move on to Elite, he's like, you're so talented and smart. You're so talented and smart and how noble you are, right? So I'm like, you spend 2.5 hours like calling me a liar and kind of like a dirtbag, and then you're like, but you're smart and noble. So it's like, you fucking piece of shit motherfucker. Anyway, you're a great guy. It's like, what the fuck is this? Alright, I'm gonna have to burn some fuel, guys. This shit's pissing me off. I don't like to floor it because at 67 miles an hour, this truck gets like 6.2 miles a gallon. At 75 miles an hour, it's like 4. So I don't like to do this, but it's like sometimes you just got to get away from everybody. They can pass me later if they want to. It's so fucking annoying to get stuck. Like they just ride next to you. They don't speed up. They don't slow down. It's like you had to be in front of me, but evidently you don't have anywhere to be. All right. But anyway, so he says that little blurb at the end, right? And I can tell you firsthand experience, Tommy, that's not a good route to take because I've tried that before. I used to tell JD that all the time when I was trying to get him away from Billy and Elite. Be like, hey, JD, you're better than them. Don't hang out with them. Never once did it work, right? So, and then as far as that gun picture, again, I don't remember why I included that in the video that I included it in, because I'm sure I had a joke for it, but I must have forgot, but I just left the picture in, like I forgot it was there. I don't know, because it really had nothing to do. That, like I said, that picture's old. It used to be like when I'd go on like a StreamYard, that was my profile picture, and again, that was just a parody of a picture that Billy used. I don't know why I used it. But as far as like the picture itself, my daughter wasn't born yet. And I just had the phone like propped up. And the gun wasn't loaded when I took the picture, right? Like it doesn't excuse the fact that I had my finger in the trigger. But I wasn't like waving a loaded gun around my home with like a child and my wife in the vicinity of it, right? Again, you know, like you shouldn't use a gun as a toy. But at the same time, like, I guess if you're gonna, the very least you can do is make sure you don't point it at anybody and that you don't have rounds in it, especially not one chambered. So, I mean, it doesn't excuse the fact that I was being immature with a firearm, but I at least took the precaution to, like, not have anybody else in the room and it wasn't loaded. But I'm not making excuses, right? Like, that is immature to wield a firearm in that manner. And again, it was all just a parody of video or a picture that affiliate used. But my daughter wasn't around, you know. And it was funny because he was like, I only talk about things that are facts. Everything that comes out of my mouth is facts. Well, you're wrong about that picture, right? But again, right, to your credit, right, I could just be making all that up. I could have been pointing that gun right at my daughter, right? It's all just words. Right? That's what you don't understand, Tommy. It's like you'll say things and you're like, I'm telling you right now. It's like, of course you're going to say what fits your narrative, right? It's the same thing, right? Like what did Ghostface used to say all the time? Oh, moving the goalposts, right? So you'll make Tommy will post a video of him hanging out with Gentry, right? So then you're like, wow, dude, you're sucking up to Gentry. So then the next video is like, no, it was a troll, right? And you're like, oh, so you're trolling, which means everything you say is a troll and probably a lie and you shouldn't be trusted. Actually, right, he'll just move the goalposts again. That's why he doesn't just give the full story or explain anything. It's so that later on, he can just adjust the narrative as needed to try to stay ahead of any argument that you might have. And then at the end of his video, after everything, he put his parachute on, is what I like to call it, and that's when you give yourself an out. So when you put the parachute on, you're giving yourself an out, right? Like in this case, he's like, oh, I'm bored with these guys. That's his out. So if I come back with like a sick fucking burn and he just never responds to it, he can utilize that parachute like, oh, well, I said I was bored, so I don't have to respond, right? It was the same thing that Augustine Ramos did after I made my last video of him, right? He's like, oh, I'm too busy to respond. I just can't respond to this stuff. I'm way too busy. I call it parachuting, right? That's not the official term or anything. It's just That's what I call it, is the parachuting. That's essentially what he did, right? Is he gave himself an out. So now if I have a really good argument or if my next video is like a killer, he can just not respond and he can save face because he already said in this 3-hour monstrosity that I somehow have to try to fucking react to, he already said that he's bored, right? He's done with us. So he does a lot of the classic YouTuber stuff that we've seen before. And I think at one point he was mentioning, I think it was during the Elite segment, I could be wrong. Like I said, it's fucking 3 hours, dude. Like, he said, like, people are jealous that he's in the same position as them in trucking after X amount of years. And it's like, there really isn't a lot of positions in trucking you can be in, right? You're either trucking or you're not. The pay is pretty consistent based on the industry that you're in. You know, if you're kind of doing like a over-the-road 1099 type thing, there's a pay for that. If you're a local driver, there's a range of pay for that. If you're hauling tanker, there's a range of pay for that. Right, like all the pay is pretty consistent. So it's like once you get into whatever niche in trucking that you're in, like that's just kind of where you are, right? Like there's, I guess you could be a trainer, you know what I mean? But it's like, there really is no level, right? I don't have any hate that Tommy's like trucking, right? Like that's how I've made my living. It's been very good for me. I hope it continues to be so. My issue, at least, and I can't speak for everybody, but my issue with Tommy is just that he's giving out advice when he doesn't have a lot of experience, right? And it's like, you don't have to be 30 years deep to know some shit, but I would say definitely more than a few years, right? Just my personal opinion. More than a few years before you start giving out advice, you know? And again, like, I didn't succeed in my owner-operator business. You know, I gave it up. But I also never tried to tell anybody else how they're supposed to operate their business, right? But I understand it because I did it, right? So at least I have some perspective on it. I feel like that counts for something. So I thought that was a weird statement to make. I don't know if that's how he feels about himself or maybe somebody else, maybe that was like a commenter or something. I know he goes hard on the commenters for some reason. But I don't know. But I don't care if you had 1 year or 8 years. You know, I don't care what you're doing in trucking. But the amount of experience you do have directly correlates to how much advice you can give. I do believe that, right? You might be able to teach something new when you're new, but as far as like understanding the industry, usually the longer you're in it, the better your understanding of it. Usually, right? That's the point that I make, right? Like I don't care that you're in trucking or making money or whatever, but I don't know. And then, see, I'm already doing it, right? I didn't want to make a breakdown video yet. I want to find a way to like break this up into smaller segments and react to it, and then hope I can get it all done just in case it gets deleted, right? But at the same time, if it does, oh well, like I'll get as far as I can. But I just wanted to talk about some of the minor things that I noticed. Just the overall, the general context of the video, basically. But I do need to go through and like break down each individual section. I don't know if I'm going to do like 20-minute stretches or 30-minute stretches. Like I said, I watched the first like 35 minutes, and I was like, okay, I'll just react to that, and then I'll watch the next 35 minutes, and I'll react to that little segment. And as soon as I started recording to react to the first 35 minutes, I couldn't fucking remember what I watched. I was like, did he talk about that in the first 30 minutes, or was that something that I remember watching later? You know, I couldn't remember, so I gotta find a strategy to get through this. But I am gonna react to it, guys. I am aware of it. I have watched it. It's so much information in such a short, well, not a short time, but it's just like information overload, and like I want to make points but I also don't want to get lost in the weeds, you know, because it's a lot of information. So we'll see, guys. I don't know. But stay tuned. We'll start working out how we're going to react to this. But anyway, we'll see you in the next one. I'll try to post the link to the Discord on this video. I need to start doing that more. We can't just leave it all to Billy. He's single-handedly keeping the Discord flow going. But I need to share that out more. So I'm going to try to remember to share that out in the description of this video. Come on into the Discord. The way we've kind of been running it is that if you come in there, just say hello. You know, let us know you're a real person. You're not a bot or a spy, just in there to lurk, right? We'll kind of get you going. If you're not in there for at least a week, you're probably going to get booted because I'm too lazy to go through every single individual person. So basically every week I just use the prune feature. It'll kick everybody out that's inactive in 7 days. It's not a ban. You can rejoin later if you want to. It's just if you're inactive for at least 7 days, it's going to kick you, right? Just to kind of keep the place clean. So there's not just like hundreds of profiles in there that never speak. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. We'll see you in the next one.